Mr. Fix-It. Do contact Mr. Fix-It today. Gentlemen, let me welcome you guys to Sports Tonight, this Friday. There's so much to talk about.
It's my pleasure. I thought I would have seen you running burning the tracks of Ukpukpe.
Did you see me?
I saw the minister and Comrade Adams Oshomole and
I was somewhere around.
This you. If a man of 61.
Somebody had to hold the camera and film proceedings.
Okay.
And we even did more. Because we have to cover everybody. And
exactly, running back and forth.
We have to do a lot more.
You ran 10 kilometers?
Let's just leave that on one side. All right, that was last week. But then, once again, you can't just imagine Governor Adams Oshomole. He completed the race. It was amazing for a man of 61. That's fantastic. And maybe if there was an Olympic Games for 60 and above, long distance race, I'm sure Nigeria will be guaranteed a medal at least. If not gold, we'll get a medal. Because I'm sure with the form of Governor Adams Oshomole, Nigeria will pick something. I mean, that's how fantastic, how amazing he is. But that's last week. This week, there's a lot to look forward to. We'll talk a lot about the situation at home, league football in Nigeria, club owners, all of that will be part of the things we'll talk about. We'll spend a lot of time to reflect on it and talk about games to be played this weekend, controversy around Rangers and Wiki Tourists. They were supposed to play in Bauchi today, but Rangers didn't show up. And is it a case of walkover, or will the game be moved to another time? We will talk about it as we go on, but that's as we go on Sports Tonight. We will talk about the National League as well. We will take time to talk about grassroots, Channels Kids Cup, Lagos Junior League as well. We have a special for you on basketball. A certain Nigerian girl playing in the United States of America came back home on a visit, and we are trying to see if it will be possible for this girl to play for Nigeria, because interest about the quality, her talent is spreading everywhere, and we'll talk about that. Don't let me let the cat out of the bag just yet, but as we go along, you'll find that very interesting on Sports Tonight. Tomorrow, gentlemen, FA Cup, very glamorous. I think the Nigerian Football Federation, officials of the Nigerian Football Federation should sit tomorrow and watch what an FA Cup final looks like.
But they've been watching. They've watched previous editions.
Okay. So there's no hope that they will change. No, but let's give them the
benefit of that.
Maybe one day the message will hit you. But tomorrow is FA Cup final. Man City against Wigan. It is an event on itself. Even if it were two goats playing in the final of the FA Cup, the same amount of glamour goes into it. And I think that's a lesson for the NFF. But we'll talk around it and hope that we can pick a few lessons. Of course, NBA playoffs also going on. We'll talk about it as well. And then your comments. We'll throw our platforms open for you to talk to us as we go on Sports Tonight, this Friday. So you are in for a swell time. I must tell you, you will not regret staying with us for 50 minutes. That's how long it will take us to travel around the world and update you with all that is happening in the world of sports. Okay? Gentlemen, let's start with what is of interest, the primary issue for us around our domestic football. Someone says if peace can come between the LMC and the club owners, there's hope that Boko Haram too can embrace peace.
That's to the history.
Okay, but let's start from that. Let's start from that note. Our third point today is that the league management committee and the club owners look like they have resolved their conflict. And I think we summarized it a couple of weeks ago. When you come around the table, that's the first step to peace. But when you stay out and you throw jibes and throw vibes
and rocks
and stones, you will never resolve it. But when you come around the table and you see yourself and you look yourself in the eye, that's the beginning of resolution of whatever crisis there are. And I think that is what has happened between league management company and the club owners in Abuja.
Yeah, absolutely, Tony. The wisest person is the one that listens. You know, you have people you are working with. You listen to everybody. You try to pick, from the suggestions they have given to you. It's not the person who adopts the toga of an imperial lord. You shout down. You treat your colleagues as if they are your subjects. In that situation, nobody is going to give you any advice. If I think they are going to give you a thought, they will give you the one that will lead you to destruction. So I think this is the best approach. All of them have sat down in a round table like we have suggested. Now they have itemized all the issues, the gray areas. What we are advising now is that they should look at ways of implementing all this so that the league can move forward. We need to get it right. The Nigerian football is a big brand. After the Nations Cup, after the Super Eagles emerged champions of the Nations Cup, we are supposed to move forward. We are supposed to be progressing and not fighting over issues that are easily resolved elsewhere. Such issues will now become like a jigsaw puzzle for us. So I think this is the best way, and I want to advise the LMC to, as much as possible, listen to the club owners. And the club owners also listen to the LMC. Everybody should listen. Absolutely, so that Nigerian football can move forward. All right. Well, the meeting took place in Abuja this Friday, the 10th of May 2013, and it was a long meeting. And I think we should also, in all of this, commend. Okay, maybe as we go on, you will see it in that communique issued at the end of the meeting. Commend the NFF, commend the sports minister, because I think we said it on this show that the sports minister needs to play a role, not take sides. Play a role, bring these guys together, let them discuss, and trash things out at that one point. And I think that was what happened at the end of the day. But what you are seeing on your screen are some of the issues, recommendations, the communique issued at the end of the meeting between the NFF, representatives of the Premier League club owners, and the League Management Committee held on Friday, May 10 at the NFF Secretariat, Wuse, Abuja. And as you can see on your screen, the LMC, the communique was signed by Barrister Isaac Danladi, who is acting chairman of club owners, also signed by Unduka Irabo, chairman, League Management Committee, also signed by Barrister Musa Amadu, General Secretary of the NFF, also signed by Malam Shehu Diko, member of the LMC, and also signed by Aloy Chukwemeka, acting secretary of the club owner. So that represents. Well represented. That's the confirmation that this time we have, a good spread of representation. 2 LMC, 2 club owners, NFF in the middle. All right. So I think this is a true representation of a meeting that took place, not just somebody handing out some statements or a monologue. They really sat down, discussed, and I hope that what they've reached will help to move Nigeria forward. But before we go on, let me just quickly read out, and I hope we can go back to it for you to also see that communique. Some of the things that we agreed upon, I'm going to be reading them out here, and I hope you can also see them on your screen as we read along. The first one, the LMC welcomes the need to work closely with the clubs in the discharge of the mandate given by the Nigerian Football Federation. That's it on your screen. There should be a monthly consultative meeting between the LMC and the clubs to discuss the vision and the policies of the LMC. That's the second one. The third one, the mandate from the NFF shall continue to govern the activities and the functions of the LMC in line with the terms of reference. The fourth one, as you can see on your screen, both parties agreed on a sound and ethical corporate governance structure that will provide the guidelines towards electing members of the board of directors, which will represent the interests of the clubs and the public. That's the fourth one. And the fifth one says both parties affirm that there is need to amend the memorandum and the articles of association to the company to make it more expansive in order to accommodate such matters as 1. Adoption of a new name for branding purposes, rules of election to the board, revenue sharing, corporate governance, ethics, fiduciary responsibilities of affiliating members, the rule book of affiliations and regulations governing the membership of the company. And then we have the LMC briefed club representatives on the successes reached in resolving all the sponsorship issues and finding a more balanced and equitable contract for the 2 major properties of the clubs to make more money. And then both parties agreed that they will continue to rely on the NFF in resolving any other issue that may arise in the course of managing the Nigerian Professional Football League. Both parties appreciated the efforts of the Honorable Minister, Chairman, National Sports Commission,
Malam Bolaji Abdullahi, and the Nigerian Football Federation for their father